that he had in place as well.
The players were responding for that. Whenever he changed the fielders, whenever he kept the fielders in silly point or short gully, they were stopping those singles, taking those unbelievable catches. One more fielder is coming in. This time, this is Yasdul.
The captain himself wants to add some more pressure. Now look at the catches that Nick and Jose has taken today. This was brilliant. Diving forward, gets rid of the dangerous Tanzit, who's scoring runs by the dozen. Then this is a catch. Diving from first slip to his left. And then he picks up another one, standing at silly point like this.
He is a shot giving more than 100%. Unbelievable.
I don't know about short guy, but he's definitely given a towering contribution. This is firmly struck for by the batsman. Comes down the track as Sheikh Mehendi and opens his account with that boundary.
Stepped out nicely. Went to pitch off the ball. Went over covers. Beautiful shot. You need to look for boundaries here because India A fielders are coming a bit closer and closer. The only way you can push them back by playing these kind of shots.
3 men in catching. Slip, silly point and short leg. In the air. Is there going to be a chance for the sweeper cover fielder? Oh, he's dropped it. Oh dear. That was a catch that should have been gobbled up. Yuvraj Dodia puts that down.
It was the regulation catch. He ran easily 15 to 20 meters to cover that. But unfortunately couldn't hold it.
Look at that, his sense of misjudgment there because he's trying to catch the ball a little further away from his body, and that's why the ball's bobbled and he's got nothing else to support it with. If he had taken a little closer to the chest, there may have been a better opportunity to latch on to it.
Definitely, he should have taken that closer to his body. Because he covered 15 to 20 meters, he was not in a great position to take that catch.
Another single, and that will end the over from Nishant Sindhu. 28 gone, 140 for 6.
युवराज एक और पकड़ेगा तू तगड़े होके चलो चलो भाइयों चल एक अच्छा आएगा कैच
That's the match summary for you. India A, after being put into bat, made a modest 211. They bowled out in the 50th over. Bangladesh A in reply, 140 for 6. But what has been impressive, oh, there's a misfield there. Bangladesh A batters run 3.
It was not even a single. Nishant Sindhu ended up giving 3. Second time it happened with him. The catch which Yuvraj dropped, he covered 15 to 20 meters, but hand was away from his body and still he was on the run. That was the reason he couldn't take that catch.
Well, the umpire is just confirming, doing a quick boundary check, I think, wanting to ensure that it isn't a boundary. So 3 is what the batters ran.
Only focus on basics, boys.
Now Manav Sutar, 2 for 25, is into his 7th over. For India A, I think what's really creditable is the way they fought back into this match. Not enough runs, probably it seemed, when they got just 211. It definitely did seem to be that way when Bangladesh A started off and got 70 in double quick time. Didn't lose a single wicket, but from then on, over the next 73 runs, Bangladesh A have lost 6 wickets. So this is the boundary check for which there's a little hold up in play, and it's absolutely clean. Rajvardhan Hangargekar pulling the ball up well inside the boundary rope.
Maybe twice Nishant Sindhu has done the fumble there. Maybe because of the 30-yard covered in that square. Sometimes ball will keep low, sometimes it skids. It will be difficult unless if you're low, you're fielding. It will be difficult for any fielder to stop that one.
Wickets, that's the key. That's the key here. That's what India A need to keep pegging away at. They were 70 for no loss for Bangladesh A, and then look at what's happened. In the span of the next 64 runs, they lost 6 wickets. But India A cannot let up. They've got a
145 for 6. Bangladesh, and as many as 7 bowlers used by the Indian skipper. What needs to be appreciated here is the way the India A side is hung in there. There was a terrific start of 70 runs by the Bangladesh openers. They had to wait till then. They got their first breakthrough when the score was 70. That was in the 13th over. After that, they chiseled away at the wickets. The spinners have done the trick. And it's not only a case of the spinners displaying a lot of craft, but they've been ably supported by the skipper. The bowlers need the support of their captain, and they need to be handled well by their captain too, especially the spinners.
Some of them really isn't quite necessary to attempt some shots. There's some elements of a little bit of getting carried away at the moment. Just trying to rebuild the innings, these two in the middle. Ample time. That is what they should be telling themselves.
Yes, and he's also given good field placings for the bowlers there as Yazdul. Nicely played away. They got to realize the boundaries are big here, the spinners, and then try and toss the ball up, make the batters play off the front foot, dare them to go for big shots. Because if they drag it short, there's enough time for the batters to play shots on this track, because it does grip, give that extra time for the batters to adjust. Nicely bowled. 146 for 6, Bangladesh A after 30. Bangladesh A look to be ahead of India at this stage, but if you look at it closely, they've lost 2 more wickets than India did at this stage. So that will be a clincher. If India can keep up the pressure and then pick up a wicket or 2 here. We keep repeating that because it's the only way that they can keep on piling up pressure on Bangladesh, because they cannot restrict and win this game. The bowlers have to be supported by good fielding. In a match such as this, where the side is defending a modest score, Nick and Josh has been brilliant, right? Well, Joy and Nick and Josh, after that effort, he was brought into the closing cordon. Presence of mind there. He completed the catch and the ball lobbed up in the air. The others were appealing for the leg before. This one, bat pad. Stayed low and caught the ball. Pulled away. and that'll elude the fielder.
Well, at last something for Bangladesh to be pleased about. Stood up to be hit, and Sheikh Mehdi was not going to miss an opportunity. But all credit to the feeling of Jose, as you mentioned, but also to the temperament of the Indian team in clawing back after that initial momentum with the first wicket. The way they managed to get back into the game has been there for all to see. Just a boundary check here. Just bounced inside. So that's going to be 4 very precious runs to Bangladesh.
And that boundary will bring up the 150 for the Bangladesh A side here. That's come off in the 31st over. Sheikh Mehdi is aware of what spinners can generate on this surface in terms of turn and bounce, because he bowled really well himself.
Indeed, and that boundary is suddenly you feel that after the short pitch delivery, the next delivery, the bowler tries to pitch it further up, and you're in anticipation, almost went the distance. These are the balls that you've got to just play the ball to its merit. We keep on repeating the same thing, but that is exactly what you need to do. After some of the batters, I think, didn't do that very well.
Joy, the centurion of the last game, is still out there. End of the over, 152 for 6, Bangladesh A. From one on to the other, the Asia Cup 2023 for the senior men will start on the 30th of August. Pakistan proceedings in that tournament when they take on Nepal, and they're playing that game at Multan, and then it will go on till the 5th of September. There are about 6 games to be played. In the meanwhile, back live here, Sindhu starts another over, and he's realized he's got to shift his line a little bit. He may stray a bit here and there, but that's the best ploy.
We should just have a look at what's going to happen. After that, on 31st, Bangladesh plays Sri Lanka in Kandy, followed by Pakistan and India, the big game in Kandy too. Bangladesh return to Lahore for their next game against Afghanistan. India play Nepal and Kandy, and the group stage is finished off with Afghanistan and Sri Lanka.
And 6 games will be played at this particular venue, the Premadasa Stadium, a very popular venue in Sri Lanka. Rian Parag, the fielder at slip, focusing hard. It's a good catcher, is Rian Parag.
It is a time for the Bangladeshis to just milk the runs, rotate the strike, frustrate the bowlers. They will be getting slightly tired. It's very muggy, very humid. They'll be tired fingers. You have to wait for the little bit of advantage to pounce upon them.
20 runs coming for the 7th wicket. This partnership has consumed just 27 deliveries. It goes to show you can get runs without being in a hurry. Taken! Half-pitch drive straight to the skipper. He's disappointed. Sheikh Mehdi is absolutely in despair there.
What was he trying to do? All this time he's been sedate, been a little selective, and suddenly gets a run of play, a rush of blood. He tries to go over the top, doesn't make adequate contact, and despite the juggle, eventually Dole takes a very good catch. And Bangladesh with their backs to the wall now. Well done to the skip, and Sheikh Mehdi goes for 12. They are in trouble. Bangladesh 154 for 7.
बढ़िया बढ़िया boy.
The India A side is gradually pulling the game towards their camp. They picked up the 7th wicket. Rakibul walks out to bat, the left-arm spinner. He averages 12.18. Primarily a left-arm spinner, but can bat a bit. But it'll take a lot of skills here on this surface because the ball is turning quite a lot for the spinners. And this was the wicket for Sindhu, the 3rd one. Mehedi not really impressed with the way things turned out. It was a fuller length delivery. This is exactly what I was saying. The spinners need to bowl up, try and force the batters to play shots of the front foot.
Slowly and gradually they're getting back strongly into the game. Done a good job all around, the bowlers, the fielders.
Enterprising effort, but that results in a dismissal. The first ball, reverse sweep from Rakibul. Another wicket here for India A and for Sindhu. The 8th wicket gone for Bangladesh A. Rian Parag anticipates well. The moment he saw Rakibul turn around and look to play the reverse sweep, he was running away to his left.
How silly was this? Very first ball, trying to reverse sweep. Always a high risk shot. That was very, very indisciplined from Rakibul Hassan. Good anticipation, good result. India are almost there. Big breakthrough once again. Falling apart, the Bangladesh team. Rakibul Hassan gone without bothering the scorers. 154 for 8.
Hassan Joy is running out of partners here. He's out there in the middle. He's batting on 19, but he needs a day as far as bowling is concerned. But he's walking out at a critical juncture here.
He sure is, and is in the middle because Rakibul was being really irresponsible and trying to play reverse. Rian Parag, anticipation is always there. When you take a catch, you're expecting what the batter is trying to do. Look at the way he was moving as soon as the shot was played. Had to cover a bit of ground, quite a bit of ground, but made it look so very simple. I really enjoyed that. Bangladesh imploding here.
Wickets of successive deliveries for Sindhu. 5th ball and the 6th ball of the previous over. And he's picked up 4 wickets there. Just 19 runs conceded of his 7 overs. There's been a display of great temperament from the India A side. They did not allow their confidence to be dented, their spirits to be broken when Bangladesh got off to a grand start and the openers went on to put on 7.
Yeah, you'd think a team would just falter and collapse under that initial momentum created by the Bangladeshi batters, but not to be. It's been a consistent pressure created. There's been turn in the wicket, but I tell you what, a lot of the Bangladeshi...
Good line this.
What does Mahmood Hassan Joy do? As you mentioned, he's running out of partners. He's going to try and shield the remaining 2 batters as much as he can and hope that he gets a few runs.
This is good bowling this from Mano Sutar. Rian Parag anticipating well, and then he picks up a catch and they're having a grand celebration there. Rakibul, what is he trying to do and what is he waiting there for? Chipped over the infield by Joy.
Good throw.
He picks up a single.
No, he seems to have some trust in Tanzim Hassan Saqib and giving him the strike for 3 deliveries. We saw Yashdul just shielding the last 2 or 3 batters, and he just kept on getting the runs, getting a single in the last ball of every over to retain strike. But at the moment, exposing, and look at the crowd around the bat. Slip Agali a silly point.
Nick and Joes is doing really well there as a bat catcher. He's staying low. He's not getting up too soon. And that's the signs of a fielder who knows what to do when he's made to field at bat pad. Turn and bounce. The keeper has been kept busy this evening.
Well, with that kind of drift and turn, Tanzim is going to have a tough job. He'll do well not to get an edge to that. So he just committed there. What a beautiful delivery.
It's too good this for the tail ender. He's wasting it in fact to a tail ender, if I may say so. End of 33 overs, 155 for 8, Bangladesh A. Nishant Sindhu is at a great tournament. Look at his numbers, 4-1-4 in the last 3 games. He's on a hat-trick here. Oh, nicely played. He picked up a wicket of successive deliveries in the previous over of the 5th and the 6th ball. So he started off being on a hat-trick. Once again, he picks up another wicket. This is the 5-4 for the left-arm spinner. Some just reward for terrific bowling from Sindhu here. He's picking up his 5th wicket.
Very ordinary. Mahmood Hassan Joy was expected to at least put up some resistance, but they're completely in tatters. Bangladesh, 5-wicket haul for Sindhu, and that's the way he got it. Sliced it, and another simple catch. The end is nigh. Bangladesh really falling apart here, despite that initial momentum. And it's all over bar the shouting. Mahmood Hassan Joy goes for 20. It's 155 for 9.
It makes Sindhu the highest wicket taker of the tournament so far. He was the joint highest wicket taker before that, and now he's there on his own at the top of the pile. A 5-4. First time he's got that in the List A matches, and Mondal walks out to bat. He's been really impressive right through this tournament, and looking to go over the infield was Joy. I thought he plays well, but here the ball is turning quite a lot and bouncing a lot more than it did at the Sara Stadium, where he got his 100 in the previous game. Nicely tossed up.
What can you expect number 11 to do? Ripon Mondal is going to throw his bat. Virtually everything. Nishant Sindhu, exemplary, superb figures.
Interesting thing, the captain has positioned himself at short leg. Nicely played away. Mondal will get off the mark.
This has been a very, very disappointed showing with the bat. After that 70-run partnership, you'd feel that Bangladesh had everything under control. In the manner in which they've imploded, something that's going to make them really think back and worry.
Once again going for a hike over mid-wicket is Tanzim. one has to say that the Bangladeshi batters are collapsed like a deck of cards, despite the very good start the openers provided, as they have done right through this tournament. Look at the bounce that the left-arm spinner is generating here. That's the advantage of bowling from over the top. Release point is good, his line is good, and he completes the action as well to get the turn and bounce. End of the 34th over, 156 for 9, Bangladesh A.
India could only muster 211. Bangladesh would have been happy, very happy at that stage. Restraining India to that low total, getting them all out. Started off with a bang. Tanzit 51, Naim Sheikh 38, and you'd feel that Bangladesh had the proceedings under control, but not to be. Complete turnaround in events, which has meant that India A are on the verge. And just a short while back, Harshit Rana and skipper just sorting out the positions. I don't know exactly where he wanted to go. Comes in at a gully position now alongside the slip.
The batter is being crowded. Slip, gully, and a bat pad in place. Manav Sutar starts his 9th over. Hit down the ground, and it beats the fielder at long off too. Powerful strike this from Mondal.
It was a better shot than a lot of the earlier batters had played. It's down the ground, straight as an arrow. Vipon Mondal will be pretty pleased with that.
Manav almost trying to take evasive action. He's talking about how this game is spanned. As they went into the break, Bangladesh would have felt that they were in with a very good chance to win this game. And it high in the air, the field is getting underneath it, and the catch is completed. The captain is the one who takes the catch again, and the India A side go on to the final, beating Bangladesh by 51 runs. It's been a superb effort this from the bowlers. They needed to support the batters on a track which was aiding the spinners, and they have delivered. There was an additional spinner included in the 11, and that clearly indicates that the team management got it right. They were playing with 3 seamers in the earlier games. They dropped one, brought in an additional spinner, and that has done the trick for them. Of course, he's bowled overs in a restrictive manner, but as usual, the wickets are picked up by the left-arm spin duo of Sindhu and Manav Sutar. And it's a terrific performance from the India A side. They were tested in every respect. They had not set a target prior to this. They set a target which is not extremely formidable. It was moderate, and the pressure was on them to restrict and do whatever it is that they wanted to do. And Ashdol handled the side really well, despite Bangladesh getting off to a flyer of a start with 70 runs on the board. After that, he controlled the proceedings well enough to ensure that they turned the tables on Bangladesh A.
Did they turn the tables? And you've got to take into consideration 211, you're under pressure, 70 for the first wicket for Bangladesh. And the manner in which they've shown their character and grit and determination in going for the jugular has been exemplary. Very, very impressive from the India A team. They win very convincingly by 51 runs and go on to play Pakistan in the finals.
Yeah, it will be a mouth-watering contest, that India taking on Pakistan in the final. The players congratulating each other because they know it was a real tight game this. Some terrific effort from Ashdol when India A batted. He showed a lot of maturity, and this is what your going to get on the Sunday. India and Pakistan take on each other in the final. That will come live to you from the Premadasa Stadium in Colombo. It will be a grand Sunday this. And the rivalry between India and Pakistan cannot be matched. And this was the final wicket. And there goes the catch to Eshdul. And that was the winning moment. The captain is delighted. He realizes the importance of getting another game on a stage like this.
The captain can take a lot of the credit. Just the way, despite that initial pressure on two sectors, not enough runs and then the early attack by the Bangladeshi batters, he absorbed it all. He just marshaled his troops so very well. The fielding positions were accurate and the bowlers just bowled a wonderful line. They were aided by some turn and bounce of the wicket, but that is what you do as a good team. Take advantage of what is available to you, and they've shown a lot of character and grit, and they deserve this win.
Nick and Jose was brilliant on the field. Bangladesh bowled out for 160. Look at that Sindhu. Superb effort that from him. He's picked up 5 wickets, the first 5 wicket all for him. And the Mano Sutar picking up 2 wickets too. Abhishek and Yuvraj Singh chipping in with a wicket each. The Bangladeshi side, they served well by their openers right through this competition. And this is how the partnerships turned out today. Once again, a good start. Shamim, after that, it all fell.
Yeah, top halfway. You do not want to be seeing that. The way they collapsed and the way they imploded will bring back severe memories. They've got to try and analyze what happened in this game. Have so much of percentage of time they were in control with shots around. Both the batters looking pretty confident with lovely shots down the ground. And then really making the bowlers work hard with shots that was about a 360 degrees was utilized in garnering the shots, and till the first wicket fell, and that's when the whole thing started going India's way.
The India A side realized quickly after the fall of the first wicket that they stand a good chance if they apply enough pressure and pick up wickets, and that's exactly what they did. Sheikh got out for 38, Tanzit got a half century, Zakir got out for 5, and Saif Hassan played some delectable cuts, and this was Zakir getting out leg before to Manav. Nicely cut away. That is one thing that he played really well, did Saif Hassan. Except for some brief spark here and there, the innings lacked momentum and not enough partnerships came up. Even if it was a case of 10-15 runs partnerships, Bangladesh would have been perhaps ahead of India in this game, but that was not to be. Wickets kept falling at regular intervals.
And what a catch that was. This guy was like grease lightning once again. Joseph was really incredible. Sometimes you might not get the player of the match, but sometimes you've got to feel that he was the man with those incredible catches to turn things around for India.
Yeah, the captaincy was really good from Eshdul, and he himself took a few catches in this innings. And good anticipation from Riyan Parag there at slip. And this was a back-to-back wicket for the left-arm spinner Sindhu. And then it was the last wicket this, and delight for the team management. And India A will be really pleased with how they have handled the pressure here. India A put into bat, were all out for 211. Dool getting 66. Rakibul and Shak Mahedi getting 2 wickets. And then Bangladesh were bowled out for 160. Super performance of Sindhu.